We need to share it to our personal pages after it goes live. Hey, we are live. I didn't know it. What's up, everybody? This is Jackie and Stephana.
Happy hump day.
Happy Wednesday it is. We're excited to jump on here and share with you guys some stuff that we think is very, very important for marriages during this time. And we just realized that it's going to be tough for some marriages, being cooped up in the house with each other, as well as your kids, can't go anywhere. For the whoever the sports fans, the husband or the wife, there's no sports to watch on TV, and a bunch of bad news going around, it seems like. So we thought that we could be of help with that. So we just want to sit down here for a few minutes, have a conversation, just real informal, share some things that we are working on that we plan to do during this time period that we think will help you guys as well. So I'm just checking the group, kind of a couple different things. Let's check the group and see who's in there. As you come in, let us know who you are, where you're calling in from, and how many years you've been married.
Fun.
All right, let's check. We're just gonna do a couple checking right here, guys, while you guys are jumping in here.
How can I tell if I am in the right one? Is that the right one?
Yeah, that's the page. That's fine. Just share it there.
Okay.
Yep. So we are live right now from our page, Happily Married Couples. Should be live on our group as well. We are also going to share in on our personal pages too, as soon as we figure out what we're doing.
Bear with us, y'all.
So let's go here. All right, cool. Yep, we are live. Jump in here, share this real quick. And let's get going. So tell us, let me share this real quick.
I got it in both.
Yeah, I'm trying to share on my page.
Awesome. How's your Wednesday going? Let us know down in the chat where you are joining us from, how many years you've been married, and how your Wednesday is going today. We're in Indianapolis and it's raining and cloudy outside, but we are choosing joy. It's liquid sunshine out there, right?
It's liquid sunshine?
Liquid sunshine.
I never heard that phrase before. Have you said that before?
Yes.
Oh, I need to listen better.
He's listening better over this break. He heard me today.
All right, so. All right, cool. There we go. All right, so we're live. Mute this real quick. All right, cool. So what we talk about, babe?
Talking about how we are dealing with this shut in.
Yeah. So here's what happens. We'll just kind of talk through as we're getting it shared out there and waiting for people to join in. Is every single marriage that we know, including ours, has some kind of challenges, some kind of pressures, and before the last 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of those pressures centered around just busy lives that we don't get a chance to connect and we don't get a chance to slow down. And specifically for us parents who are kind of run by our kids' schedules, it seems sometimes.
Youth sports parents, y'all feel us.
Yeah. Shout out to all of you sports parents where we're catering to their schedules and all that. We just don't seem to have time to really focus on us, and we have to be very, very intentional to do that. So now here we are, and the coronavirus has shut most of everything down. I know here we've got restrictions, I think travel restrictions, and all the schools are closed. Most of the people that are working jobs that can work from home are working from home. I don't know, I'm sure there are families out there that can't work from home and maybe have to make a choice, which we pray for them, between working or they're, subjecting themselves to potentially the virus. But those, now we shut all that down. So now we've got all this free time, but we're free time locked in the house with your spouse, with your kids. And today was the first day for us where we really had full out distance learning for our kids. So we've been working from home, pretty much since Monday. I work from home pretty much every day except for one day of the week anyway. But now we're kind of getting into our groove, and we got obligations and we got deadlines, and we're trying to serve people during this time. And now our kids have all this work that was sent home, and we've been homeschool parents before. So we're not like, oh man, we're overwhelmed by the fact that we're here with our kids. But now we have to, what they've been going to school and getting their lessons taught to them and watched and checked over and all that type of stuff. Now that's on us.
Yeah, it's an adjustment, to say the least. I think that is even if you've done it before, once you've been away from it for a period of time, it's an adjustment to get back into that rhythm. So we are adjusting to the new rhythm, and just recognize that if we're not intentional in some areas, that we can find ourselves with this time passing quickly and having come out of it no different. And that's our hope, is that we will come out of this season different than we came into it.
Yeah, and going back to our homeschool days, compared to difference back then, Stephana, that was her quote unquote job, is to be a homeschool director, homeschool parent. So she showed up to do that at home. So that way, that was directly involved and engaged with the kids. Now we got other work that is not having us focus here. So we realize that that's the tension, and we're not the only ones that share that tension.
Right.
So we got to be intentional. And if we're not, we can look up, and in 3 weeks, however long this shutdown is, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever they say it's going to be. And then we're like, man, we didn't even take advantage of any of that time. And here we go. And we're back in the hustle and the grind of busy schedules and leaving home for work and traveling and all that type of stuff. And it'll be a shame if we do go through that and then get back to the point. It's like, man, here we are again. We didn't do anything with it. So here we are to help you guys with that today, and help us too, because we had a conversation today, maybe yesterday too. It's just like, okay, we can't slip. I feel like already 3 days has gone by, and I'm like, man, we kind of just going with the flow and have no real structure of what's going on.
Right. Yeah. There's some projects that we hope to accomplish because the work day ends and we're already at home. So there's some things that we can begin. We can start dinner earlier. We can take a walk in the evening. There are just some things that we have missed out on that we can take advantage of with this being here together already.
Yep. So we got what we're calling 5 at 5, since it's 5 o'clock. We got 5 things that we want to share with you guys that we think are pretty simple things, but take a little bit of intentionality, especially with, from our standpoint, we're not just sitting at home doing nothing. So we are working, we are doing, different things, and also tending to the kids. So I'm sure you guys are as well. So first things first is we got to be intentional with it. But what I realize the tendency in our family is, after a few nights of doing this, is when we don't have anything to do, we end up doing what? Staying up late and sleeping late, sleeping in the next morning late. And so you wake up and stuff is already rolling, or you're just tired. It's slow. For me, if I don't wake up early and get my day started, it just throws it off. So the first thing I want to say is take advantage during this time. Don't sit around binge watching. Don't sit around staying up all night because you don't necessarily have to wake up and get dressed and go somewhere, but get some rest. We are rest deprived because our schedules are so busy. So our encouragement and the way we want you to be intentionality first is to make sure you and your spouse and your kids as well are getting adequate rest.
Yeah, shut down the house together.
One thing that we share when we do our speaking engagements is one of the ways to connect with your spouse is to go to bed at the same time. And that is kind of hard based on work schedules and evening schedules and all that. But now that everything's shut down, you've got complete control of that. And I would imagine most of you have a DVR or some sort of streaming service where you don't have to sit down at 8 o'clock to watch your show.
It's not going to kill you to not see it live.
It's not going to hurt you that bad to not see it live. And there's no sports on. So that's speaking to me and the fellas that's like me. So you don't have to worry about staying up at 10:30 to watch the West Coast NBA game that tips at 10:30 supposedly. So shut down your house at the same time, get into bed, enjoy some quiet time, some conversation with your spouse. That's your first one, being intentional to help you thrive and not just survive through coronavirus 2020.
Yeah, so Jackie says he's given some tip on how to end the day, and I'll give a tip on how to begin the day. We have just started today a new devotional, and I'll share that with you. It's called the Navigator's Council, And so it's a weekly devotional that we're going to do together. We started today. And so it's got a devotion and it's got some questions in there for you to answer that will just help to facilitate conversation around some topics that you might not address otherwise,
Right.
or that if you do, they may not turn out as good as they could because you're kind of taking your time prayerfully going through it. So I would recommend getting a devotion. Now you have some extra time, get up early and have that time together.
Yeah, we started this one today for the first time, like you said, and we've owned this book for probably a year.
Or longer.
Yeah, maybe longer than a year. I've never pulled it off the shelf. And then something just was like, okay, it was on my heart last few days, and I saw it, and I picked out 2 devotionals for couples, and I was like, babe, which one we want to do? We kind of looked through both of them. Both of them were really good. Both of them were based really on a weekly format. And so we kind of went back and forth and just skimmed through it. Thought this would be a really, really good one. It was actually referred to us by some friends. But you want to read like one of the questions that are asked during the week?
Yep. So one of the questions is, what brought you joy this week, and what's something that was hard this week? There's 6 questions that it asks, and then you're supposed to journal it. So you actually write your answers in there for you and your spouse. What's one specific thing I can do for you this week? Is there any unconfessed sin, conflict, or hurt that we need to resolve and or seek forgiveness for? What is a dream, craving, or desire that has been on the forefront of your mind? And then how can I pray for you this week? So super simple, 6 questions every week that you answer together. Both of you answer and you journal the answers so that you can be intentional in those areas that are important to one another and prayerful together.
Yep. Hey, let's do a real quick roll call. I couldn't see who was on here because I was on the wrong screen. So I got the right screen up there. So I see a few people on here. Let us know in the comments if you are locked in or self-quarantined during this time, and where you're located. All right. So in the comment section, just give us a shout. Say, yeah, we're quarantined, self-quarantined, whatever. We're in Indianapolis, we're in Chicago, wherever you're at, let us know so we know who we're talking to in this chat or in this Facebook Live. And just to let you guys know, we're not going to be on here long tonight. We plan to wrap up by 5:30. I know typically 5 o'clock would be the dinner time and shutdown time, or just get home from work time for everybody. But we're kind of going on the assumption that most people are already home, and you've probably been hanging out with your kids, those with younger kids most of the day. So you might have sent them on after they finish their homework and try to get some time together. So we're hoping that we can just get some good time with you guys together right now. All right. So number 1 was to shut it down, get some rest. Number 2 was to do a journal. And I don't remember what number 3 was.
Devotion.
Or I'm sorry, you did a devotion.
Mm-hmm.
What's you took my notes away.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yeah. All right. And this is one that we haven't done yet during this time period, but it's very, very, if you follow us on social media, you'll see us both kind of periodically doing it on our own, really.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're stuck in the YMCA's closed, the gym's closed. I can't go play basketball. I can't go to the track. It's raining today. Find a way to get some physical exercise in.
It makes a world of difference, y'all. Yesterday, I still didn't get it in today. I'm in a better mood today, but yesterday, your girl was struggling. It's been all week without getting physical activity in like I'm used to in the mornings. And I feel grumpy. I feel like I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I left something on the table. So
did you admit that on camera?
I admitted it.
So I can point back to that whenever you're grumpy.
I admitted it, and we're moving on.
So now, all seriousness, physical exercise, period, physical activity, period, is helpful. But especially during this time period when you're cooped up, you're not able to get out like you want to. We went out the other day, and we are practicing the what's it called, the space thing, social distancing.
Uh-huh.
We're practicing the social distancing. I'm for real about it. The kids have asked, can we go have a play day with such and such? Can we go hang out with such and such? I'm like, no, not for 2 weeks minimum. And then we're gonna reevaluate 2 weeks, like the company line that every organization is saying right now, schools and all that. So we are practicing that, and so we were able to get out the other day and walk on the canal.
That's awesome.
We stay away from three, everybody, and all that, 3 feet, 6 feet, whatever it is. And then, but outside of that, we're go outside a little bit. But if the weather is not favorable, we're not going outside in that.
Right.
And so we're basically like, okay, we got to make sure we get it. We haven't got a chance to run yet. Stephana did find out that Beachbody.
Beachbody's offering a 14-day trial for their app where you can access all of the online workout programs. So that's pretty cool. But I signed up several days ago and haven't received my access. So I'm gonna have to follow up with Beachbody.
Oh, you didn't get your access yet? You might have been 10,000, person 10,001.
Right.
They're only giving out 10,000. So she might be 10,001.
I'm before that.
But we got to figure it out. So I have a little routine that I do at home when I can't make it to the gym. So I might introduce the family to it, but get that time. And to me, well, let me see. That may be a good opportunity for you to do something together. So I wish I had the picture. I got this picture on my phone. I was running in the morning at the Y, and I forgot what day it is. Whatever day I run usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, or Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And then I play ball the other 2 days of the work week. But there's this one couple that shows up one of those days that I'm there, older couple, like really, really old, like they're struggling to me just like to walk and stuff. But they're out there running on around the track, with their own little pace and everything, counting laps, like whoever's in front, once they cross the wherever they made that lap, they'll throw up the number of laps that they're on. But one day I was up, the way the YMCA is set up, you can walk around the top and you look down at the court, and they were down there stretching and working out together. And they were like doing this thing where they were leaning on each other, their body weight or whatever. And I had to take a picture and a video of them because I thought, man, that's like marriage goals right there, life goals, to be able to work out. A couple of days later, we went on a trip. I think that trip was to Florida, and we started out. We went. I love running. I want to run on the beach, so we started running out on the beach. No, this is the first trip. This is a while back.
Oh.
And we started running. And I made a mistake and switched up the plan of the run, which almost ended up with us arguing and fighting on the beach in front of everybody that we're at a marriage conference at. So I say that to say it may be good for you to work out together, or it may be good for you to get your 30 minutes in first and then your spouse's 30 minutes in next. But whatever you do, get that exercise in, because that's going to get, endorphins, dopamine, whatever it is, that's going to help you out with that. You're not going to be grumpy. You're not going to be yelling at the kids, because stuff is going to happen. I said today, we've experienced every emotion throughout the course of the day, from being mad at each other, with the kids, whatever, being excited, being joyful, being sad, being like, oh my goodness, we're so bored, what are we going to do? But something like that will keep you going. All right, what else you got? You got another one?
Prayer is key. I mentioned the devotional, but before we started the devotional today, we have been trying to be intentional in the morning about starting out with prayer. And I just believe that is the answer to all of our problems, regardless of marriage or whatever it is, that we have power in prayer. And so same in our marriage. If we start out the day, it's just a different day when we start out with him first and together.
Yep. So your devotional can help you out with that, guide you in some prayers. But end of the day, we should be doing that on a regular basis. But it is especially needed during this time period because we are facing uncertain times. One, that we really don't know what the outcome is going to be. Some people, there's different camps. Some people are like, this is nothing, it's no big deal. They're making a big, media's blowing it up and all that. But I don't know. I've been living for 45 years, and there's never been a time when I couldn't watch March Madness because of some cold or virus or whatever that's going on around, that the basketball season is canceled. You can't go to schools, you can't go to work, all these different things. I mean, typically money drives stuff, and the people have lost a lot of money, organizations, by canceling these things. So I'm like, they're not playing around. So I've been experiencing, so I don't know what's going to happen. So prayer is our first weapon, but also prayer is our first weapon in our marriage and our family too.
Yeah.
All right. So is that 4?
I think that's 4. Is that 4, y'all?
Let me see. I see some amens in the comments. What's up, Billy? I see Billy's in there. We said something funny. I don't know what we said. He was laughing. All right. Somebody said, "Go Cardinals." Yes, sir. My man Jay saw my hat. He's from you guys in the St. Louis area, I believe. But last but not least, and there's plenty more things that we've got listed down, but we just want to give you a quick 5 tonight and share these with you. But the last one is to don't give up dating even while you are self-quarantined. So it can easily go where you're tending to the kids, hanging out all day, doing whatever it is around the house. Maybe you got some projects that you're doing, you got work stuff that you're doing, and at the end of the day, you just lay down, go to sleep. You lay down at the same time, that's great. But find some way that you can have an at-home date, whether that is shut the kids in a room and you go hang out, make your own dinner.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Say shut the kids in the room. We're not advocating for child abuse, y'all.
Have we not? We've never shut the kids in the room before?
We're not shutting them in the room. That sounded bad.
I've told them, y'all don't come out the room until we're done with this.
We set up a movie, set them up with snacks, and give them the opportunity, the privilege to watch a movie while we're doing whatever we need to do. We didn't just shut them in the room.
We shut them in the room with fun stuff. How about that? Whatever you got to do. The point is, whatever you got to do to get away in the confines of your house, even if you got to say, hey, y'all stay out here, we're going to go for a mommy and daddy walk. You know, get your own little walk on, get your own little, you know, whatever it is outside. Sit out on the patio with your favorite drink, playing your favorite music, whatever it may be. Yeah. But don't think because you can't get outside the house, you can't go to a restaurant, because you can't go to the theater, or you can't go to something that you can't date. And block that time out the same. So if you got Friday nights on your calendar blocked out for date nights, Friday night during self-quarantine is still a date night. So we got 2 days until our Friday night. We got to figure it out. I think it's on you to plan this time, isn't it?
It sounds like it. Yeah, you can be creative. That's all we're saying. Just be creative and be intentional. I can remember times where we would have the kids and we would all go on a walk as a family, but we would send the kids ahead of us on bikes so that he and I at least could walk and hold hands and have a conversation uninterrupted, because they were a few feet ahead of us. So just be creative and be intentional about making time for one another during this season. That's not just, don't let the day go by thinking we've been together all day. It's different when you're intentional about that time.
Yep. Let us know, guys, in the comments real quick. Let us know what you're doing to help your marriage thrive, not just survive coronavirus 2020. I know there's other people out there that have some things that they're doing that may just be regular practices. But I'll be honest, we were just concerned that we're going to go through this period of time and miss out on the time. And to be truthful, we have been praying for this. This was a prayer of ours. We just were praying for God to redeem the time. We felt like we had lost so much time with busy schedules and events and sports and even sometimes travel that pulled us away from really being able to just focus intently on us and our family itself, our kids too. And now here we are, and this stuff took place and it just changed quickly.
Right.
Within a few days, we heard that our daughter's school was going to go for e-learning for like a short period of time after spring break. She was actually scheduled to go to Vermont. She had to cancel that trip. We had to go get her. And that was like the day before we got her. We had to make that decision to cancel her flight. Got her back here 2 days later. We found out that they're doing e-learning for the rest of the semester, and they have to be out of the dorms by Friday. So boom, we had to run up there. So we get everybody here within a short period of time, and we pick up the boy stuff. And now here we are with all this time, and without having a schedule to be at 6 o'clock, at 8 o'clock every other night, or even Sunday service. That is a blessing. We don't, church is amazing. But now Sundays, we don't have to get up and go anywhere, and we can still enjoy the service. But we got this time, we want to take advantage of it, and we want you guys to be intentional about it. And sometimes it just takes a reminder, and for some of us, and just to say, okay, we can do more than just sit in here and veg out and binge. But let's be intentional. Read a book, something. Get in it. All right, let me see what people are saying in here. Somebody says, shut them in a closet is abuse. Shut them in a room with a movie. Good parenting. It's just how you tweak the language. That's all it is. It's the same concept. All right, I got people are commenting 2 different areas. Oh, there it goes. All right, cool. Cooking healthy meals together. I like that one. Not eating out because the restaurants are shut down and you can't go and dine in and things like that. So now you got a chance to break out that recipe book and also cook some things that are going to benefit you physically and your spouse.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Let me see what else we got in here. All right, we got about 4 minutes. So if you guys whoever's on here, if you got any questions or anything that we plan on doing these, we're looking at about 5 o'clock, literally every weekday. Just come on here and chat. And we actually have reached out some other couples of ours that are friends of ours and just invited them to come and share what they're doing during this time period, because I just think that there's a lot of focus going on a lot of things, but let's not forget about the marriages. It's kind of just like, okay, yes, we got to take care of kids, we got to take care of elderly, we got to take care of how, people that can't get groceries, whatever. But if marriages break down during this season, when we get out of this season, it's going to be a lot of impact negatively outside of this as well.
It's true.
So let's not forget about the marriages. We're going to be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. We might have a guest. We've already reached out, got some confirmations. We'll see.
Y'all leave us some comments in the below the video and let us know what you want to talk about.
Yeah. And yep. So share this too. So if you showed up live, just click the share button real quick. Share with somebody. They'll be out there. They'll be able to watch it, get some benefits. And we'll see y'all at 5 tomorrow.
See you. Have a good evening.